Yo, what's up, guys? Milan get their first 3 points of the season, defeating Lecce today 2-0. Now, guys, where do we start at the beginning of this game today? Of course, I think we could all agree, guys, that this was not a very good performance by Milan. But the most important thing is that they got the 3 points today. Now, with the starting 11, of course, we all saw Allegri going with the same 11, except Christian Pulisic was not starting the game. Of course, we saw Salamakers playing up top, with Jimenez and Musa taking his place as right wing back, of course. And as we saw, like the Cremonese game, the same starting 11 doing the same old nonsense that happened against Cremonese. Milan making it very hard for us to watch them play the way they were playing in this first half today. Now, I understand Milan scored an early goal. Modric with a beautiful cross into Gabbia obviously was called off by VAR with a soft call, if you ask me, guys. Milan's goal should have counted. I think that's a soft push. The player just dropped, but the slightest touch by Gabbia, it should have been 1-0. Despite the fact that it wasn't, Milan's playing that first half was just not good enough. A lot of fans, and including myself, do not understand why Samuel Ricci is not starting games over Yusuf Fofana or Ruben Loftus-Cheek for that matter. Of course, even though Cheek did score a great goal today, I'll get into that a little bit later on, but that midfield, guys, with Fofana, Ricci, and Modric is too stagnant at times. Modric is the only guy that does anything on the field today. He was the man of the match, if you ask me, even though Cheek did get named man of the match. For me, it was Modric. But the way Milan were playing in the first half, they looked shaky, couldn't place a few passes together. They had one good play in the first half where they built up with Estupian and then Salamakers, and Estupian put in a good ball to Jimenez. And then Cheek should have shot it on the one time, and he didn't. And that's what led to the Gabbia being called off by VAR, of course. So that was really the only good play Milan had in the first half. But other than that, very frustrating. First half is Stupian looked shaky. Fofana at times was frustrating. Jimenez was frustrating at times. He had a great opportunity in the first half, of course, to have a chance to score, but he obviously kicks it wide. If you ask me, guys, Santi Jimenez has to bury those chances, especially what's been going on in the transfer news with him. I'll get into that a little bit later on as well, what Todd has said. But Jimenez has to score those chances, and he didn't bury it there. And it obviously went into the half 0-0. But that first half was a reminder of how they played against Cremonese and why Milan fans were getting so frustrated and pissed off. And it's understandable. We saw too much of this garbage last year, and we were seeing it again in the second game of the season in the first half. Despite the fact not having Leao, Milan need to play better. And I felt they did play better in the second half, guys. I thought Milan were the better side in the second half, of course. Modric was spectacular again in this game, guys. Modric, at 39 years old, this player still dictates play at his age. Man, with the passes this guy puts in, he was absolutely spectacular, especially on corner kicks and on the free kick, of course, for the Cheek goal. Perfectly placed for Ruben Loftus-Cheek's goal. That was a great goal by Cheek and Modric, of course, and then obviously we had the Jimenez goal disallowed not too long before that goal was scored, of course. So it was a frustrating game. 2 goals called off by VAR. Gabbia's goal should have counted. Jimenez, obviously, his leg was slightly offside, of course, so that goal didn't count. Then, luckily enough, Milan were able to redeem themselves a few minutes later after the Jimenez goal getting called offside. So I thought Milan did a better job in the second half than they did the first. We saw Pulisic coming in. He was able to get the insurance goal off a mistake by Lecce. So that was great to see, of course, guys. Milan were able to get a clean sheet on top of it. That was spectacular to see. Not often last year, Milan had a clean sheet comfortably too. So that was fantastic to see, guys. But other than that, though, guys, I thought Milan, they played okay today. Wasn't a great performance today. For me, Salamakers and Modric and Cheek were probably the 3 best players. Salamakers continues to work his ass off, run. I love what I'm seeing from him to start this season. Of course, those 2 loan spells at Bologna, Roma did a major benefit to him as a player and made him grow as a player as well. So I love what I'm seeing from Salamakers. Modric at 39 years old. Like I just said, guys, this is why this guy's won a Ballon d'Or and has won as many Champions Leagues as he's done. He is a phenomenal player. I think we'd be screwed without him. I think Ricci should be playing where Modric plays, and Modric should be playing instead of Fofana or Cheek. I think that would be the most suitable idea. That's what's been driving me nuts about Allegri these first 2 games is he needs to play Ricci more. I thought when Ricci came into the game today, I thought Ricci played well, guys. So I didn't see any issues with Ricci. Fofana, he finally hit the target. He got a shot on net. Good save by Falcone, but he wasn't able to score there. But I still would prefer Ricci to start over Fofana. I would like to see when they come back from international break, Modric, Ricci, and Cheek, but I highly doubt we're going to see that because, Allegri's really hard-headed. And the attack, guys, the attack's flat right now without Leao. Pulisic got a knock, and Nkunku just signed today for Milan, so I'm sure when the international break is over, we'll see these guys ready to attack for Milan when they get back. Musa played that right wing-back role, didn't do very much, so I didn't expect much from him playing in that role, guys, but seeing what Tade said today about Musa and Jimenez was very surprising. Of course, a lot of fans were not happy, and that's understandable. Tade basically opening up the book saying, we have a swap out there for Jimenez and Boldic. Roma and Milan seem to have agreed to the deal. It's basically hindering on Santi Jimenez's decision now. Is he willing to go to Roma or wanting to stay in Milan? So if Jimenez agrees to go to Roma, we are about to see Jimenez and Boldic switching teams, guys. So this could have possibly been Santi Jimenez's last game. And even though he did score, it was called offside, he did have that chance. Would be disappointing to see the club give up on this player after 7 months, guys. It would not be good by the club. But it's clear that Allegri doesn't like the profile of a striker that he is. So we'll have to wait and see what this club does tomorrow regarding the Boldic deal. And then obviously he mentioned about Atalanta having a deal with Musa for $25 million. They're going to decide this all tomorrow. I just felt it was the wrong timing for Tadic to talk about these two players right when they're about to start a bloody game for the club. So I think the timing was bad by Tadic. Shouldn't have opened up his mouth there. Maybe could have opened up his mouth after. Maybe tomorrow would have been smarter. But I felt that was a bad decision by Igli Tadic. He shouldn't have done that. We'll have to wait and see now what Milan does with these two players. But other than that, though, guys, I thought Pavlovic and Gabbia were pretty good today. Pavlovic was better than he was last week. Vic Tamori, he looked shaky to me at times, misplacing the ball a little bit. But I'm sure it's just a little bit of jitters, I guess, to start the season. I don't know. With Vic questions me sometimes with the way he moves the ball and where he's positioned on the field sometimes. So I hope he gets better with the Allegri system. Maybe he's just getting used to the system. Estupiñán, like I mentioned, a bit shaky. So this team here, guys, they got some work to do. International break is now here. Let's hope when they come back, they get their attacking options. Let's hope this team looks more steady and ready to attack better because these first two games were not very positive performances. But today's game was definitely better than the first game, guys. And let's hope to God Milan's performances continue to get better as the season goes on. But good job by Milan today, getting the clean sheet, responding after, Tadic making the comments today. They needed a win today. They were able to respond, get the 3 points, getting a clean sheet. International break, guys. Italy's going to play now. Can't believe Ricci didn't get called up by Gattuso. Very questionable decision if you guys ask me. But we'll see how Milan plays in their next game against Bologna. Got some redemption on them, guys. After losing to them at home, and we did beat them last time in Milan, I still want to beat that team after we lost to them in the Coppa Italia final. But guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, if you like this video, subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Forza Milan sempre, as always, guys. And remember, if you do not watch sports, you're more. Ciao, guys.